Welcome back to Mass Appeal. Are you looking for a new way to get your kids or yourself to eat Brussels sprouts? Well, we have the answer and so much more with Susie Deering and Derek Robert from Hinge in Northampton. So we're making Brussels sprouts, sake glazed shrimp.
Yep.
And we're pairing it with some tasty beers too,
Yeah.
and some coleslaw. So how do we get started? Let's start with the Brussels sprouts. How's that?
All right, so season them up. They're actually going to get tossed with a lot of salty ingredients, some feta cheese, some bacon, and some almonds.
See, that's how you get people to eat Brussels sprouts.
That's
you
it.
put a bunch of really good food with it.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Now,
so,
how
yeah.
do you cook a Brussels sprout to get it tender enough?
So we actually just roast ours all the way through. Cut the bottom off, take off the outer leaves, split them right down the middle, roast them nice and low, keep them from getting too dark. But
is there like an indicator that you know when they're done? Like you want them a little crispy, a little brown?
yeah, you get a little brown around the edges. Yeah.
All right. So shall we start making that dish?
Yeah, definitely. So the Brussels I got going in the oven right now.
Grab them for you if you'd like.
Cool. You want to just?
Thanks,
there you
Susie.
go.
You're welcome.
Grab those. Oop, bottom one. Oh, those look good. So you see here the oven's on about 400. How long roughly would you say it takes?
Do about 15, 20 minutes depending on you know, electric and gas and all that. So we're actually going to throw them right in the bowl right from there.
Just going to toss them together?
Yep. So we got some chopped toasted almonds we'll throw on there.
Now, Susie, what would you pair, because we're pairing some beer, what would you
Yes.
pair with something like this dish?
This dish has a lot of salt components and a lot of caramelization from the Brussels. So we have today from Pioneer Brewing out of Sturbridge, a double IPA. It's high octane.
Now, an IPA, for people out there who don't know, it's
India Pale
hoppy.
Ale, yes.
It has like a florally taste, more
Yes.
than a lot of other beers.
Yes, it's very aromatic, very flowery, especially this double. So basically, it's an imperial. So it's just double all of the good stuff. The hops, the malts,
So if
the
you're a person who likes
flavor.
IPA, then this is right up your alley.
Yeah, this IPA is amazing. We also have with this dish is the Sweet Action 6-point Sweet Action Cream Ale, which is more of a mellow beer. It would give you a little more opportunity to taste the bright flavors from there.
Okay.
Where this would help bring out the caramelized and the deep flavors.
So when you're matching, are you kind of looking at how dark a beer is, or are there so many things that go into it?
It's not even necessarily how dark a beer is, it's just the style.
Okay.
So whether you want a lager, an ale, a brown, this for instance is the cocoa brown, and this is a shandy that I made with beer, so you can get a little creative with beer cocktails.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this is our final Brussels sprout dish over here, and we're going to toss it all up?
Yep, we're just going to toss it all up. We threw some parsley, some chives, and then just a real simple red wine vinegar vinaigrette. We'll just toss that all together.
This is easier than I thought it would be. To
Yeah.
make it,
Real
and this is
simple.
a high-end dish, too.
Real simple.
Real simple, simple
Yep.
food.
And that's the thing,
just-
it's all about good ingredients. If you have good ingredients,
That's it.
it's easy enough.
Yeah.
Pair it with a couple of beers, so we're going on the lighter side with some IPAs.
Yep, well, heavy side with this
Heavy
one.
side.
But you can go lighter. You can get a regular IPA. They have some nice IPAs that are only like 4.5%. And they're also just as good, and you can drink a couple of them rather than just one.
So when you say heavy, that means there's a little more alcohol content in this than
There's
there
a
would be in
lot.
other
This
beers.
is an 11% beer right here.
And
This is
a normal beer is roughly 4 or 5% somewhere in
normal, yeah, run-of-the-mill beers, kind of average. Anyone can pick up a couple and drink
Yeah.
is like 4.5 to 5.
there.
Yeah.
I get you. Those are
Yeah.
your average lighter beers. What's next, Jeff?
So next up, we can do the sake glazed shrimp.
I think we should.
All right. So we'll just start off with a hot pan, a little bit of oil in there.
You always want to add shrimp to a pan with hot oil, right? You
Right,
don't want it
right.
to soak up the oil
Right.
if it's in a cold pan.
You always heat up the pan first, then add cold oil. That way you don't burn your oil when
So
you're waiting for the pan to heat
first,
up.
cold oil,
Yep.
and then you add your ingredients.
That's it. So we'll get those searing up.
Now a sake glaze, because sake is a Japanese wine, is that right?
Yep, rice wine.
Yep.
So
So you
just
sear these
season
up. Now
those up.
roughly, how long for shrimp on either side?
Real
How do you know
quick.
when
It
they're
depends
done?
on the size of the shrimp too. If you're using a larger shrimp, you might go, maybe 2 minutes, but something like this size, fairly normal size shrimp, 45 seconds to a minute maximum.
And flip it around.
Yep. And these are actually, I'm going to leave them a little bit under from the sear because we're actually going to make the glaze right in the pan, and that's going to cook them to some effect as
No
well.
way. Very cool. Now, a lighter dish like a shrimp, what are we going to go with here?
Well, we have the Kona Cocoa Brown. So this is a brown ale. It's not necessarily a light beer, but this one is brewed with toasted coconut. So with the sake shrimp, we have the honey and the lime sauce that's going in right now. So with that and the jicama slaw that's going to go underneath it, this beer just kind of brings the dish together. kind of finishes it off with that nice paradise escape, if you will.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think dark beers get a bad rap. Everybody thinks they're, those
This is
generic
a-
dark beers,
yeah.
but this is coconut taste.
Yep, and it's this is like about 5%. So again, you could drink a couple of these and enjoy your dish without getting too crazy.
Good.
Yeah.
We don't
And
want
then
that.
We also have a shandy here, which I made. All you need to do is muddle some mint and some lemon together, and I just poured it over it with a little bit of ice. And normally, you could throw a little bit of spritzer in there, some soda water to give it a little bubble.
Kind of like a beer tail, like a beer cocktail.
Absolutely.
Now I missed this over here. We added
All right,
some
so
honey mustard. Was that what it was?
That was, it's actually a honey lime glaze.
Honey lime,
We
all right.
emulsify it with xanthan gum, which gives it the thickness and holds it together. Then we deglaze the pan with some sake, add a little bit of some fresh scallion and some crushed red pepper, and that's that. Then all we do here is take this jicama slaw. It's just got some shredded jicama.
What is jicama?
So it's a tuber. It's actually really sweet, really crisp.
So when you say a tuber, is that like a
it's like a root
horseradish
vegetable,
or-
right,
Okay, I
right.
get you. Like your carrots, your squash, all those kind of things.
Right. It's really nice and crisp, a little bit of sweetness. So we do that, and that just has a little bit of shredded carrot, some cilantro, a little apple cider vinegar in there. And then we'll just lay the shrimp over the
You know what's
top.
great? All these things, it's not heavy, you know what I mean? These are great.
Yeah, these are really good for spring.
Yeah, if you have having a cookout or something like that, it looks amazing. Let's put the,
Because you can make the slaw. It's better to make it the day before.
Really?
And
Let it
then-
soak in the juices?
Yep, the vinegar takes the moisture out, and then it sits, and then that's where the flavor profile is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you so much for stopping by today.
Yeah,
I
you're
was going to say,
welcome.
cheers, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
Let's do a little bit of this.
Hold up.
Susie, oh yeah,
Yeah,
there you
there
go.
you go.
Get in there. Go in there. Hey, if you want these recipes, just go to mymassappeal.com a little bit later today.